So you have some questions?
Yes, I do. I'd like to ask Wayne Garnett several questions, if that's okay. Okay, Wayne, your signature or your name is on the denial of service. I would like you to please read the explanation for this denial of service.
Ongoing disruptive behavior, including uncontrolled behavior and the police call.
Okay. Where did you observe Paul Weston's disruptive and uncontrollable behavior?
During the whole meeting, once you was given your opportunity to speak in the meeting, you kept interrupting. And at one point you started calling Lessy a liar, you fucking liar, you liar. We had to stop the meeting to inform him he had plenty of opportunities to speak. The meeting ended. He continued with you fucking liar, you fucking liar. Lessy, you lie to me.
Okay.
Do you deny that?
I completely deny that.
So you're making this up?
Not everything, but I never used the F word, and there were several the things that he described that were just completely fabricated.
What?
I did make the allegation that Lessy lied in the previous meeting, and I quoted about how she receives funding, because she quoted in the previous meeting that the city only gives her 56 cents per person per meal, and she implied that it was a figure imposed by the city. So I clarified that. I said that the same incident, Paul was the one who allocated that specific money, and they could have allocated differently. For instance, they could have taken money from her salary and placed it into client food and services. I gave that as an example of how it could have been done differently.
Putting aside that, because I don't think it's accurate, but you're entitled to your opinion.
Okay.
Did you call her a liar in public?
I said that she lied, and I asked her
not to. Did you call her a liar?
I said, you lied, Lessy. You lied.
Did you say that she was a liar?
No, I didn't use the word liar. I said you lied.
And how many times did you do that?
2, I think.
All right.
In fact, I remember exactly what I said, I think. I said, you lied to us, Lessy. You lied. Don't lie to us again.
All right. And then did you use any profanity?
None whatsoever.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, moving on to the next denial of service. Would you please read the explanation of that denial?
Threatened violence against staff members or clients.
Okay. Did Paul Weston threaten a client or a staff member?
Yes, you did.
Who specifically did?
The director. When you got up out of your chair, you came over to the director, your computer in your hand like that, went over to her like that. You better answer this, respond this by Friday, or else.
Do you deny that, Paul?
Yes, I did not pick up my laptop. My laptop remained where it was. I picked up a piece of paper which was a claim, a paper detailing all the items that were stolen, their value, and it was an updated list from the previous list that I made from memory at the time the police came. And I approached her very calmly. I read the request I was making from the piece of paper. I handed the piece of paper to her very calmly, as she knows. She refused to accept it, so I said, I gave it to you, and I calmly placed it on the floor and walked back. And Wayne did not step in front of Lessy and me until I was almost, either I was sitting down or almost about to sit down before Wayne approached the piece of paper, and he approached and picked up the piece of paper and said that it was threatening. I then said, how is this threatening? It's purely legal. And he just continued to say it was threatening. So his description was completely
Mr. Weston, you are not calm in any way. This right here is calm, proper, and I can deal with this. This is exactly how I deal with you and every other client every single day. You were enraged. Okay? That means that you had changed colors and you were shaking as you were doing this. Okay? And this is not the first time that you do this to me, sir.
What other times have I done?
I don't disrespect you. I never come to you. You have displayed the same behavior towards me at the front desk with a whole lot of people there. witnessing
When
your
was this?
behavior, okay?
Could you please be very
But I'm
specific
addressing
about what date this
particular
was?
behavior, and I am telling you, you were not calm. You were enraged, okay? When somebody is shaking and is abusive towards another person, that is called rage. And
How-
that is what you display towards me.
So I've read the statements, and then when you say abusive, what do you mean? How is he abusive?
Okay, he insults me in front of the clients, calls me a fucking liar because he did several times. I asked him to stop. He at some point said, "Are you fucking threatening me? Are you No, I'm just setting protocol. You continue this behavior, you cannot attend my meetings, okay? I do not speak to you in that manner. I have never talked to you in that manner. In fact, up until you started recently, I didn't even know your name. Why? Because I'm here to serve every single client. You're just one of the 340 clients, and I'm trying to serve you just as much as I'm trying to serve any other individual, sir. In order for me to do that, we have to mutually respect each other, and you have not displayed that towards me, and not my staff. In particular, this case, you were completely out of boundary. Okay, I was afraid, let me tell you that. When I have to step back, and I have taken a whole lot from the homeless population, but you, sir, and your behavior was frightening, okay, and not acceptable.
Okay, I want to go on record and say that Lessy is consciously manipulating the facts of what happened. That she is consciously aware that what she is saying is inaccurate, and that she is persisting to make inaccurate and misleading claims about my behavior.
So you deny becoming agitated, you deny
Absolutely.
profanity,
Yes.
you deny approaching her.
I do not deny approaching her, but it was very calmly, business-like manner of presenting her a claim for items that were stolen.
All right, that's your testimony.